and welcome, my Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your timeless true love read. I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive president of Drawing the Circle Productions, the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, but you, my brother, sister Virgo, may call me Mal. Hi. I am a Virgo for planets Sun, Jupiter, Pluto and Uranus is involved too, as a matter of fact, perfect for Virgo, right? Ruled by the intestines. So ready to rock and roll and read for you today. A couple of cool things going on in Drawing the Circle Productions. Our collaborators are getting ready for a next round of stuff. Mal Flanders is getting ready to Dollhouse. Nancy Antonucci's got some cool ideas. We've been chatting back and forth over the past week. And I'm glad to be doing some Path of True Love reads for you all. True Love reads are about your spiritual path, your healing path, your hero's journey through your relationships, lifetime after lifetime. Sometimes they're romantic, sexual, sometimes they're not, although I know that's what people are looking for here on YouTube, and my guides know that. And has there ever been a more treacherous terrain on the path than romantic sexual relationships? But we have to go with what happens. This is, after all, a general read. So standard YouTube reading rules apply. If it's not your reading, it's not your reading. I will never understand why people thumbs down a reading. It's just not your reading, or you don't like what they're saying and it's true. I'm a Virgo. Leo rising, Mars conjunct. Been doing this since I'm 12. I'm 52. I know, I don't look it. Thank you. But that being said, is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs, because if one's not romantic, if it's, I don't know, about your mother, your father, your next door neighbor, who knows what soul contract you're dealing with, then maybe another one will be your romantic stuff. Just how it rolls. All the decks that I read are always at the bottom of the description box with other cool links, videos that I've done, as well as one, if you are interested in that whole twin flame soulmate conversation, a wonderful video by Matt Kahn. We are using his healing mantra deck as our last card down in this read. You might want to check it out. It's in the description box. I promote him a lot, though he does not know me, so you know, it's not like I'm getting any kickbacks from Hay House or anything. It's called Soul Contracts, Twin Flames and Soulmates Redefined. This is not a twin flame soulmate read, but one might pop up. So that being said, all I can ask from anyone watching any of my readings on YouTube, both feet on the floor, if you can, focus on your breath, if you will. I will do the same to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace, because what could be more important right now than us embodying divine love, which is what true love is. Unconditional, unattached, no expectations other than our own healing, growth, evolution, right? The divine plan and all that jazz. So let's get up in this. I'm ready. You ready? You don't gotta get ready. If you stay ready, breathe. It's such a Virgo reference now that I think of it. Yeah, I'm ready for this. Look, I've been popping up in my own reads. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I'm honest that way. So let's see what hits the table. We're gonna start with Caroline Mace Archetype deck to get one card for you and one for somebody crossing your path on true love, someone you come across or they come across you. Then we're gonna lay down a lovely Celtic Cross on it twice with two different decks, tarot. Then we'll get you some Whispers of Love Oracle, one for you, one for them, and a mantra to help you through this. Please take a nice deep breath as I call upon my pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, the ascended masters of true love, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, fifth dimension above, eighth chakra and above, what is the dominant archetypal pattern using the Caroline Mace archetype cards that this Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus Sun, watching this video, receiving this reading, is currently alchemizing from lead to gold, shadow to light, toxic to healthy, on the path of true love. It's timeless read, so whenever they come across this, we'll take that one. And what is the dominant archetype of the person crossing their path on the path of a true love? That was 2. We'll take the bottom one. That one felt right. Let's see who we're dealing with. Wow. Okay. This can be really, really triggery for some people, though, so I'm giving you a trigger warning. Now, you've already seen the title of this, and I think when you put child and priest in the same sentence, since the 90s, gets a little wibbly wobbly, right? But we're talking adults here. My channel is 18 and over. I don't deal with kids. Don't have any. I have cats, not kids, and companies, which are sort of like children. So let's talk about this child archetype that you got here. Everybody has the child archetype. There are 4 survival family archetypes. Sidebar, there are 9 archetypal families. The first one you learn about, usually if you're doing Sacred Contracts by Carolyn Mace, this is her deck. She's brilliant. Life-changing work. Then you get that the survival family archetype everybody has, because everybody has to learn how to survive, right? To develop that soul power. There's the child, the victim, the saboteur, the prostitute, and as horrible or wonderful as they may sound to you, they are neutral. It's a scale from lead to gold. Everybody has the child archetype. Not everybody has the nature child archetype. I do. The shadow, the toxic, the what is being healed here for you on the path of true love is the tendency to abuse animals, people, or the environment. I mean, usually if a child is abused, that's how they learn it, right? Not picking that up for somebody watching one of my readings necessarily, but the light attribute is what you're shooting for here. Friendship with animals, communication with nature spirits. Now that, I mean, communication with animals, I talk to my cats all day long, and I have since they're babies, right? And they talk back. They come up to me, get my face, and go, mama. Or if they really want my attention, they'll go, meow. Freaks me the fuck out, right? I talk to my plants outside. I have a gorgeous garden outside. I'm Virgo, green thumb. So I get that. Like, this is very earth. We are earth signs, right? So it is that innocence, regardless of the sub-pattern. The child archetype is about innocence and safety, and it is a scale from childish, abusing animal, people, and the environment, to childlike, right? That higher vibe. Pee Wee Herman, childish. Dalai Lama, childlike. We're all somewhere on that sliding scale from day to day, depending on how safe we feel. Who is crossing your path is a priest, and I will say priest, priestess, because I'm pagan and I know more priestesses personally than I know priests. The shadow attribute, you all know this, right? Violates the trust of your spiritual community, makes me want to throw up. Seduced by your own spiritual role. And by the way, someone need not necessarily define themselves as a priest or priestess for the spiritual ego to co-opt things. The ego, which is a piece of the soul that is its most dormant, right? It's really the toxicity, the conditioning of the world, right? So as it unravels, it learns spiritual language and uses it against us. And I always make the point with this stuff, with particularly the universal law, the law of attraction, right? It's like, oh no, bad feeling. If oh no, I had a judgment. There goes my vision board. No. So be careful if you're getting that. For somebody comes at me now, because I went through my spiritual ego phase. I was a spiritual teacher, a high priest, a minister, all that shit. Let it all go. I'm still a teacher. Because I really learned. It's like, grant me the grace of humility to know that I don't know everything or what someone else's pain is going through. So it's that authority thing, right? So you put a child with an authority figure, could be tricky. The light attribute, however, and this is gorge, facilitates spiritual commitment, serves as a channel for spiritual energy. I mean, really, that makes every Reiki 1 person, right? A priest or a priestess. So this is highly open to definition, and it is the person crossing your path. So don't look so much for the official title or the robes or the, I don't know, fancy headdresses with spinning pyramids on it, whatever it is. Oh man, I've been in the new age since the 80s. Woo, seen some crazy shit, right? Give me the old age any day. I walk with the old gods. Very penny dreadful. So get that. This is interesting. Let's lay some cards on this. We're gonna do, like I said, 10 card. Whoa, hey, Celtic Cross spread. I'm gonna move some shit around on my table. There we go. Daughters of the Moon Tarot. We're gonna look at what your heart, throat, third eye, crown experience is here, right? That's the personal level, the internal world, the divine feminine aspect. We all have yin and yang, so this is the yin side if you want to go there. And we'll help you really feel your way through this. And really, if this is resonating for you, you will know for sure. If you're not sure if this resonates for you just yet, we'll know in about 2 minutes. Please take a nice deep breath. my goddesses of Earth in the sign of Virgo, please, one card in clarity to clarify this child, this nature child archetype for the Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading. Eight of Blades in this deck is a little bit different than the Eight of Swords in the Rider-Waite and other variations on that theme. This is Chokhmah. I believe Israeli desert goddess. So imagine being in the center of a desert, all these winds blowing. Chokhmah, it's also one of the spheres in the Kabbalistic tree of life. I think it's in the third eye, Anatomy of the Spirit, Carolyn Mace. That's where I studied my Kabbalah and have dabbled a little bit here and there. But the key word on here is decisions, right? So it's like being in the center of a desert. Everything looks the same. But it's not just a choice, it's a decision, right? Because you could wander for another year in the desert if you make the wrong decision. I get that. And that, of course, does lead to that blindfolded and bound mental state that we get into when we are overwhelmed by too many options in a life-changing decision, particularly if you don't feel safe. Now, as an earth sign, I'm going to tell you, get grounded. Because one thing I know for sure about the Eight of Blades, it's usually a prison of our own making. All right? And therefore, when your mind is racing, I learned this from Matt Kahn. He's really good, guys. I'm telling you, I'm not getting kickbacks from him. I'm a Virgo. I'm not allowed to do that shit anyway. It's got to be above border. I can't do it. He says, when you're overthinking, think of it as an alarm telling you your heart's not open. Get in your body, right? Are you trying to avoid some feelings here, which, you know, Virgos, we can think ourselves into or out of just about anything ruled by Mercury. Let's look at this priest crossing your path here. Priest, priestess, please let's keep it gender neutral. If I say priest, you know I also mean priestess. Well, you don't do that with actors anymore, but they're definitely, a priestess is a priestess to me. It's just how I was trained. So please, my gods of Earth and the sign of Virgo, what's going on with this priest archetype? Well, the Tower, they've been struck by lightning. This is internal. This means whatever's going on in them, there is possibly, what? They're serving as a channel of spiritual energy. Kali in this deck is in her epithet, or if you like, the mask of the Awakener. So something that was dormant, bam, hit by lightning. Just had the Tower card pop up in a reading I did for a client today, lovely woman. And you know, people freak out at the tarot, at that tarot card, Major Arcana, the Tower, right? And I say to them, well, it's like somebody who doesn't believe in ghosts and thinks all that paranormal shit is just shit, it's just crap. It's nothing, that's just fiction. And then one day, great-grandma is standing at the foot of their bed, right? Dead for 100 years. And boom, all that disbelief dismantled in a split second. This could be very much an enlightenment moment for this priest archetype. Cool. Now, whatever your decisions are about here, I would think have to do with perhaps an authority issue, whether or not you want to make a decision to invest here or not. What's at the core here, please? Third position, the Death card, the Phoenix. Now, this can mean either going to ashes or rising from, and I find, being it in the unconscious position, the subconscious position, technically, what neither of you see, but both of you are experiencing, is that you're both going through major life change, death change. There is no death without rebirth, no crucifixion without resurrection, no dark night without transcendence, right? It's just how it goes. It's the cycle of it all. So whether or not you are aware of it, both of you are transforming, death transformation, the crucible, not the Arthur Miller play, being held in that place while the fires of transformation burn through you. It's not so rarely means a literal death, but it could also mean the structure of this relationship is transforming. Now we're going to, like I said, lay down the Mythic Tarot, another deck of tarot on every card in this 10-card Celtic Cross to see what this looks like on the outside, but we're getting the psychological dynamic, the emotional, the choices, decisions, the mental power, and the spiritual. My gods of Earth in the sign of Virgo, my goddesses, I should say. Where is this Virgo coming from? Where what's behind them. What's in there behind? This card popped out. I shuffled it. It came right back out. The Cancer card, the King of Cups. In this deck, Mother of Cups says Cancer right on it. Namu, N-A-M-M-U. Should you care? Can't talk. To look up that particular goddess. So we're looking at a place of emotional health and balance and stability here, I would think. Mothering yourself, being nurturing, but also the King of Cups is the emotionally mature king in that sense, right? Doesn't necessarily go off on an emotional tirade. And my mother's a Cancerian, so I'm a Pisces moon. I could always feel what she was feeling, but you would never know it by looking at her, right? Crabs, right? What do you mean? No, everything's fine, right? They never walk straight. They tack back and forth. So I don't know necessarily that you're repressing emotion here. Again, we're going to see what that looks like on the outside in a bit. But definitely there is a strong, intuitive, emotional piece of this that you have gained some emotional maturity. And I can't help it. Looking at this, you go from the mother to the child. So maybe there is some inner child work here. There's some inner growth going on here, some self-love, some self-nurturing, what's called reparenting. Inner child work was, I believe, originally called reparenting. God, I can't remember the author's name. I say it all the time, though. It'll come to me. John Bradshaw. Thank you, Spirit Guide. What's crowning this? What's hovering around their crown chakra, getting ready to land, right? Well, the Sagittarius card. Now, you've got two court cards. Really feel like this Cancerian card is you. If not, it's someone who has really gotten up in your emotions. And why I add that part of it is because there's a Sagittarius energy orbiting you. Has not come down into form yet. Like, this is what you're unaware of on the inside. This is what you're unaware of crowning, like hovering, that will drop down into the chakras eventually. You could spit it out on the way down because it's got to go crown, third eye, third eye. You don't want it, right? But Sagittarius ninth house energy is about expansion. It is certainly about freedom. It's about philosophy, right? All those expansive things ruled by Jupiter, mutable fire, lots of desire, but many desires. Like if you look at the Sagittarius as the archer, the centaur, right? Just doesn't have one arrow, right? So imagine all those flaming arrows. I want that, and I want that, and I want that, and I want that. And maybe there is a change of desire that's coming in that is going to influence your decision. Some fire to go with that air, and possibly because someone sees things radically different, like their whole structure. This priest, well, by the way, like I said, the nature child is survival family. The priestess, the divine family. So there may very well be someone who had very, very rigid, structured belief systems that they've had perhaps a mystical experience where they are seeing things differently and very quickly. You know, almost like someone has an NDE, a near-death experience, or a spontaneous OBE, out-of-body experience. It just challenges everything about your physical reality unless you completely deny it and explain it away. Oh, well, hypoxia, I've heard that, right? Makes little sparklies in your head. That's why I do the Wim Hof method. Great fun. So that Sagittarius energy, I wouldn't say is concerning, but I want to see what all this looks like on the outside, because I'm starting to relate to this a touch. What is before us then on the path of true love, my goddesses of Earth and the sign of Virgo, right? So we're coming from that Cancerian card on the inner with the nature child archetype and decisions in the present. Where are we headed? Lovely. Ten of Flames in this deck is nowhere near what you see. I love Daughters of the Moon Tarot. This is the Hora Havanagila. If you've ever been to a Jewish wedding, bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah, any of that, it's a dance of celebration. It's a dance of a rite of passage being completed. I'm going to say that you're going to pull through this thing just fine. Whatever this transformation is, this death change going on in the subconscious mind, that you are going to be feeling some sense of, oh my God, I did all that work and I'm here. I started off with an Ace of Flames, I'm at the Ten of Flames. Because even just think like, someone going for their bat mitzvah, I mean, they have to learn Hebrew, right? There's a lot of work. It's not like a drive-through situation. There's like study, and you have to present, and handling the Torah is a big deal, but so is a wedding, so is a graduation. But this is inside of you. There is some kind of completion, fulfillment of desire inside of you in some way, shape, or form here. It's going to be fun to see what this looks like on the outside with that. I know, isn't it nice to have something that, it's a burden. Don't say it, Mark. My guides are really funny, but also really clear boundaries. What's the lesson here? Position number 7, please. My goddesses of Earth in the sign of Virgo. Libra. You may have more than one person coming for you, as do I. Unless you bring me your paperwork and you're single, don't bother. You will not be able to cross the drawbridge of this witch's castle. You are learning lessons about relationships, 7th house, partnerships, marriage, legal partnerships, business partnerships. So in other words, you might have to very much be dealing with your own shadow self, because that's one of the aspects of 7th house, your relationship to the stuff you don't want to deal with. So just to look again at this nature child archetype, tendency to abuse animals, people, and the environment. Now, animals and the environment, forget it. People, depends, right? Have they come for me? But that's really defense. That's not abuse. The opposite of abuse is right use, which is what the word righteous means. And how does that feel in your belly? Ugh. Is there anything worse than a righteous priest? Unless they're really in that light, serving as that. So, what is the shadow stuff? Your lesson is, they might be sending you somebody very, very high voltage where the tower experience is you. It's sort of that love at first sight, blows shit out of the water, and you are healing past stuff, maybe even childhood issues that have, and this is a play on words here, become part of your nature, but it's not your nature. It's conditioning. Right? You might be healing some childhood stuff here. Now, again, that word priest throws me off. You know why. You know why. It never happened to me, but I know plenty of people who have, and walked away from their organizations of faith to find witchcraft later on in life where they crossed my path. So it is that thing of trust. And if the child doesn't have trust, it doesn't even want to leave the house, let alone get involved in a relationship. So I'm going to say there's some balancing, some mental, emotional balance stuff, but I can't get away from that. It's a Libra, right? 7th house. It is one of the romantic houses, but it is mentally so, right? It's the poetry of it all. From the outside looking in, how does this Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign appear to feel, right? What's their heart, throat, third eye crown, auric emanations? Were they to walk up to us, they would feel like the 6 of Blades. Excellent. Particularly if your lesson is an air sign. And again, if you have planets in Libra, I do. I am Mercury, Venus conjunct in Libra, 3rd house, which is why I talk like I do. And at the speed at which I do, right? Very mercurial with that Libra. But with the card of manipulation, this is about thinking and bringing things into what? Balance. 6s are numbers of balance and harmony. Makes sense where you are right now with this 8 of Blades, a decision, right? Really look at, how do I feel about my one-on-one relationships with mother, with father, with brother or sister, or lack thereof, which is still a form of relationship, right? With lover, with first experience. Not that it needs to be a checklist. We are Virgos. Not like you need to timeline it and draw the tree on the wall with washable marker, but that it's really seeing it differently, playing it within your mind. This is a card of counseling. This is a card of journaling, but it's therapeutic. The word manipulation should be triggering, yet it is neutral, right? Well, you have a knot in your back and somebody massages it, that's manipulation. So there is no reverse to this card. It's just the same all the way around. So it really does depend on the actual person, and it is a general read. We'll see what that looks like on the outside, like all the rest of them. All right, I cross my legs. They say uncross your legs. Uncross your legs, Virgo. My goddesses of Virgo in the sign. Sorry, the element of earth. The energy's really high. This priest with Kali keeps catching my eye. What is the destiny to be hewn from fate? In other words, their hopes and fears, what it is they most hope for, but what they're most afraid of to deal with, to have to face on the path of true love. Please show me what's going on in their destiny. Excellent. Very wise. Eight of Pentacles, appraisal. Appraisal is not analysis. We're really good at analysis. You want us to gather information and process it. We can do that. But what's it worth? Appraisal. Have a house appraised, right? Have a car appraised, a piece of jewelry. Yeah, the appraiser will tell you on a piece of jewelry if it's actually the stone you think it is. That's analysis. But when they say $30 instead of $3,000, that's what makes the difference. So take your time. Take your time with this. Your destiny comes by what? Looking over your shoulder at seeds planted, right, that have come to fruition, maybe looking over the past in that way, and really seeing what was it worth? What did I learn from my one-on-one relationships here? It's a very Virgo read. Yeah. What's most probable outcome in the current timeline of this lifetime for the Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sun watching this video, receiving this reading? Please, my goddesses. Good. Another person shows up, and this is an Aquarius. Now, don't get hung up on sun sign, right? Because in general reads, I mean, that's why I like private reads and why I did those for feels like centuries, because you can get immediate feedback. We can figure out who this is in a private read. In a general read, I wouldn't really look at just, the sun sign in any reading. You're looking at energetic dynamic, which is why if you're going to get tarot readings with astrology mixed in, just get some of the basics on zodiacal astrology so that you get, this is fixed air. This may very well be you from the inside, getting up into that crown chakra and seeing it from the larger perspective, the big picture. Aquarius, 11th house, how you interact with the world, humanitarianism, fixed air like the stratosphere. I think that whatever decisions you're making here in this moment, I don't think you can make the wrong decision. Well, the only way I would say you would make the wrong decision is to avoid what it is you already know in your water, right? In your gut, in your body. What you have learned already, you must apply. And I think that's why they're saying, look at your one-on-one relationships in general, not just the romantic ones, because they're all intertwined, they're all interwoven. So with that Aquarius place, this would be the Queen of Swords. Yeah, so you've got both the Queen, the King and the Queen of Swords, the Mother and the Crone of Blades in this deck. One in your lesson, Libra, one in your outcome, Aquarius. There's definitely a progression here, but this is definitely more dry and mental than emotional. Coming from more the emotional place. Just check in. Yeah, you only have one water card in your past, and it's Cancerian. It could very much be about being comfortable in your own skin emotionally, like set in your own home life, happy that way, but maybe wanting to couple, wanting to pair. And there is definitely someone exciting. Your desires are going to be set aflame. And there is this graduation, this completion, this celebration. And let's not forget, the Hora is danced at weddings. All right, we got our Daughters of the Moon down on the table. That's heart, third eye, crown. Let's look at the masculine part of this, what it looks like on the outside, either from the outside looking in or some aspect of the physical world that would touch you, root, sacrum, solar plexus chakras. Please take a nice deep breath. My gods of earth and the sign of Virgo, please. 10 cards in clarity. Let's pop them out here. What does this all look like in physical form? My Virgos have the nature child archetype with Chokhmah, desert goddess of decisions. 8 of blades, right? Perhaps a little hamstrung by their own thoughts. What does that look like in the outside? Page of Swords. It looks like you're doing the communication here. And if you're not, I mean, this annoys me, but maybe you are checking up on them, right? Maybe you are doing a little cyber stalking that way. Not really getting that. Doing research on them, however, a little different, right? Been verified. You've been verified. You've been verified. I've been verified. You know, well, why wouldn't a Virgo be scoping and probing to get the information they need to make a big decision about their own safety and something about nature? Well, on one of my, let's just say, meet people of like mind profiles on a certain app, it says in there, if you're allergic to cats, don't bother. Right? Like, that's how much I am a nature child. These are my children. They're not my pets. Don't call them familiars. You don't use cats as things. Just don't. It's not my favorite word in the magical vocabulary. But that's what I mean. Coming from this place, a major decision might be totally clarified by a piece of information that comes to you. Hence the amount of air going on here, as a matter of fact, now that I look at it. I mean, you got double whammy air here. That something might be frightening you or putting you off your game with this person, or at least influencing your decision. And maybe that's what that death card is about. Maybe what went on here in this relationship is completely changing. I do get a social media feeling about that, though. All right, let's look at this priest with the priest archetype. The person with the priest archetype with Kali, the tower, and their heart, third eye crown. Yeah, 5 of Cups, emotional upset. Something is revealed, and emotional upset ensues as a result. This is Eros and Psyche, the Greek myth. It's the mythic tarot based on Greek myth. The Suit of Cups is all about how they met and married, but they marry before she ever sees what he looks like. Talk about a blind marriage. And one night, after making love, she takes an oil lamp just to see what he looks like, and she sees one of the most beautiful gods, Eros, the son of Aphrodite and Ares, right? The archer, Cupid, in Rome. He wakes up because a drop of hot oil hits his thigh. Nice place to land, drop of oil. Cute work, drop of oil. But then he wakes up and he made her vow to never see him because he wanted her to love him for him, not because he was one of the most beautiful gods. And it really upsets him, and she has to try and get him back. So in both of these, it feels like he's struck by lightning. Whoever this, I shouldn't say he, this priestess archetype that's crossing your path has been struck by lightning. Something was revealed and they're very upset. Now, I know how that could play out in someone's life there. Like, particularly if you too have been having something secret or used to, and something has been discovered on their end. Yeah, that's definitely for some of you there. So if you're not hearing from them, that might be why they may be very, very emotionally upset. Maybe even by a realization about how they feel for you. Could be all that. Comment below, because I kind of know what this is for me. So let's see, with that Phoenix card, right? At the core, the Death card. What's this look like on the outside, please, my gods? The moon. Completely mysterious. And by the way, Hecate, one of the chthonic goddesses, underworld goddesses, right? Queen of the crossroads, goddess of witches with death. This is very underworldy. I'm going to say shadow work would be helpful, but maybe even your intuition, unless you are really on point. Self-esteem and intuition are connected because it's your intuition. So you listening to it, working with it, it's all a journey. You want to improve your self-estimation, which is a verb, by the way. Well, then feel out your intuition and act on it. You want to amplify your skill with your intuitive functions? Well, evaluate yourself as, hey, this is mine. I'm doing the best I can, and I'm learning and I'm growing. Because this has now become a big deal. This could be extremely emotional and very traumatic. I don't know for you, though. I mean, unless you're a cross watcher and you're the priest or however this is resonating for you, there's a lot of confusion and transformation going on, leading me to think there is no communication between the two of you. For a lot of you, maybe not all of you. Again, general read. Ace of Wands, I don't take kickers. They told me to take that one in the past, so there is something new that has come to you. in the past, something you are initiating or have initiated, or someone reached out. Maybe this person gave you that Ace of Wands, that inspiration, that desire here, that you've been kind of keeping your emotions together on it. I mean, Virgos, we are known for holding back. I mean, we're the Virgin. Not until we're married. Mine is now, not unless you're a king. No princes, no knights. I mean, a prince or a knight can come, can show up, I should say. And yeah, I know how to make a prince into a king or a knight into a king. I know the magic. I know the process. Really ancient. They have to grow up, right? But did you know that a prince or a knight can become a king by marrying a queen who's already a queen? It made me throw up my lunch. Let's see. It's probably because of what's going to happen. This is Zeus saying, go forth and bring back the golden fleece from Aetes, right? Steal it from Aetes, Jason and the Argonauts. A quest has begun here. And it's something that you want, but you're still not all in. You're still not all in with that child, that nature child archetype, right? Maybe hiding behind a tree, scoping and probing. It's like, I don't know about this. Particularly, oh God, isn't it Mercury retrograde? Ugh, ex-boyfriend flash flood 3 times a year. What's that Sagittarian crowning them? Cerridwen? Cerridwen, I've heard it said 10 billion ways. Sagittarius stirring the pot there. I have a feeling someone new is coming in. I certainly have a feeling somebody's new coming in, whether they are a Sagittarius or not, or someone from the past. Strength. Heracles, the Greek version of Hercules, which came first. Very, very, very strong fire energy coming in here. Does not have to be a fire sign, but the desire is high, and this person wants a lot of different things. Probably, well, let's see, Crown of Flame, Sagittarius, that would be the Knight of Wands. Yeah, and very brave, very strong, probably has labored, right? The 12 labors of Heracles, which was to regain his immortality, not to be a nice guy. His godhood, he already was immortal. Let's look, I gotta say, with that 10 of Flames, because we go from Ace to a 10, right? We've got a lot of fire. We got the fire and the Phoenix card here. All right, what's this look like on the outside? What's before us on the path of true love, please? The Tower. Got the Tower, 2 cards right next to each other. For the Priest, it feels like this Priest's Tower affects you. I am just wondering if this Sagittarian and this Priest archetype are the same thing, because one of the key words for 9th house is spirituality. I don't know, guys. I feel like this might be a true love relationship. Now, true love relationships can happen between parent and child. They're not all romantic sexual. I want to clarify that. But this 5 of Cups, I wonder what's upsetting them. We're not done. We won't be until I say we're done. Because I want to know. Don't you want to know? The 10 of Flames on the inner Hava Nagila. Lift me on the chair and throw the Hora across the room. You know, the great thing about being a dancer is that you have great extension. I do. Also, my limbs are also 10 feet long. Reed Richards alert. This on the inner with they've already been struck by lightning by you. They want you. They want you. If this is the Sagittarian energy, again, doesn't have to be a Sag, right? And you're all burning inside, but you don't know why. This is, oh boy, this is a lot. But they are emotionally upset, probably because they can't be with you for some reason. And I really feel like if it's honorable, it'll work itself out. But if it's because of their community, like their tribes, like you can't do that. And I will say, dating younger men for me isn't a thing. And yet, the gods have been throwing millennials at me left, right, and center. I'm like, what? Can I have someone closer? I mean, I'm 52, a 32-year-old. They were born when I was married to my first husband, right? It's a little awkward. But we're in a different world now. So that's what I feel. There's an aspect of conformity. Thank you. That was the word I couldn't find here. That they might be struggling against, but it's like it all got shot down. Because this might be the real thing. You know, you get struck by lightning, maybe once, maybe twice today. With this 5 of Cups on that, yes, they are upset, but guess what? I feel like you're going to get struck by lightning too. I feel like there is a realization coming here, and one that is fulfilling, and a sense of graduation, a sense of, yes, I took this Ace of Wands on the outer, I took the quest, and I did it. I nailed it. Let's celebrate. Let's circle dance. But I have a feeling you're going to know that all at once. All at once. All at once. You keep doing you. Do not necessarily make any major decisions right now. The one thing I don't see between the two of you right now, and this has been showing up in a lot of different readers, I don't see communication. Right? I see lots of thought. I don't necessarily see communication here. Even with that 6 of Blades, it's on the inner. Your lesson, the Libra card. Now, again, this person could be the teacher of the lesson. You know, everybody's got different planets and different signs, but let's not forget that 7th house dynamic, right? Marriage, partnerships, legal matters to an extent. It's got that Venus energy, but also dealing with the shadow self. And this is awfully shadow self. What's going on here for their lesson, please, my gods? What does that look like? 3 of Wands. You're willing to do the work in a loyal way, but make sure you're doing it for you, right? 3 of Wands for me isn't just about waiting, it's about loyally waiting. Or it's about saying, I've made the decision, right, of the 2 of Wands, and now I'm stepping forward and giving my attention, my loyalty, my commitment to this in a beginning stage. 3s, think tripod. The tripod is the most stable thing. Trust me, I have a camera on one. 4 legs can wobble, 3 legs can't. It's the perfect distribution of weight. So, wait. W-A-I-T, right? Hang in there. Do your work. Do not rush into this. I mean, even Virgo is the Knight of Pentacles, the slowest moving knight, right? All right. The 6 of Blades. So if this person were to walk up to you on the street, this is your energy of, you would feel like, you'd be like, spinning it in the mind. Ooh, like that word political spin, right? Where you take a fact and then you polish it, right? For TV or political agenda or what have you. But it is also a card of balance, right? You've got that mental balance. So like a Virgo, you might be dry as fuck about this right now, because where's your water? You had the where's your water? You had the Cancerian card here in the past at the initiation of this thing. And now you're like, all right, I'm going to learn my lesson. How is this the next chapter in the storybook of my relationships, right? So what does that 6 of Blades look like on the outer? Second 10 of Wands. Second 10 of Wands. Now I will say in this deck, Mythic Tarot, this is that completion of the journey, the quest, but exhaustion. The Argo, Jason and the Argonauts, is all broken up, and he's set them on fire, and there's the golden fleece at the feet, just totally exhausted. Well, you might be a little that, were we to see you from the outside looking in for this right now, but this is where you are right now. Interesting how you got the 10 of Flames on the inner in the future relative to the present moment and what's going on here. 1 of celebration all at once. Take a break. Step back. Do your shadow work. Look, if it's a soulmate contract, your shadow work is going to heal them. If they're triggering you, chances are it's a twin flame. They're teaching you how to heal yourself. MatCon soul contract video. Trust me. Trust me. You'll love the new definition, because the old one, just too many different variations on a rather toxic theme. Your destiny comes from appraisal. Again, step back. Not just appraisal outside. How does this feel in your body? Which is a huge part of intuition. It is visceral intuition. It's not all emotion, and everybody thinks intuition's up here. Yeah, third eye intuition is very different from second chakra intuition. Appraise it that way. What have I learned? What have I learned in general in my relationships that have gone this way before? Is it different than something you've been through before? Are you in a new lesson? What is the value here? What is the worth? What does this look like on the outside for their destiny, what they most fear but most hope for. A Page of Pentacles. Giving or receiving a message. Let's meet. Let's meet. There are so many scenarios here. I'm going to give you the dominant one once I get this last card of Clarifier of Tarot. Then we got some oracles to look at. But this repetition, right, of cards here. Is this our first real Earth card? I just like to check. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. I'm not seeing it anywhere else. So interesting that the Earth energy here, I mean, the nature child archetype, I'll give you that. That could be Earth as well. This is really you. This is you saying, all right, there's this opportunity I'm being given, and it's about taking action. It's about bringing something into form, sort of like the page, the Ace of Pentacles, right? Which is a thing. This is a message of some kind. Feels like it's coming to you, and you're going to sit with it for a while. Maybe this priest says, oh my God, I so want to be with you. I've had a spiritual awakening. And it's happening left, right, and center for people. It's not that hard to believe that if somebody has been through an intense, mysterious death transformation, that they are in the process of resurrection. And you need to really not just think about this relationship, because if this is a person who's come and gone, without the pearl necklace, you got to really step back and say, I don't know about this one. You're going to have to show me your paperwork. you're going to have to prove it to me, right? That appraisal with this Page of Pentacles. Interesting. The outcome, again, we have this Aquarian card. Crone of Blades, that would be the Aquarius card, right? Queen of Swords, my gods. Most probable outcome in this timeline of this lifetime for the Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading, dealing with this priest archetype. Queen of Cups. Look. I'm the first to say, I used to have a lot of people in my life since last year at some point that calmed down. But it doesn't mean I stopped communicating with people. The Queen of Cups is the Scorpio card. It's Helen of Troy, the face that launched 1,000 ships. Started the Trojan War. Really wasn't her fault, but whatever. Golden apples and goddesses of discord. So we're really looking at, you're playing this wicked close to your chest on the outer, keeping your emotions to yourself while seeing this from a higher perspective. I don't see immediate action here, nor do I see any other form of communication here, except someone busting a move with the Page of Pentacles, which might be sup. You know how much tolerance I have for sup, unless you're speaking Elizabethan and you're talking about dinner. Not into it, right? Don't come as a page with me. But that doesn't mean someone couldn't try to reconnect. Again, we're going into Mercury retrograde. We are ruled by Mercury. Might happen. Ex-lover flash flood. Oh God, just 6 of Cups everywhere, which is not here, thankfully. Let's keep going. We are going to do Whispers of Love Oracle, and this is where the party turning may happen. Voices of the higher self, first yours, then theirs. Piece of information, inspiration, or insight. Let's see. Breathe. The higher selves of all involved, please. One card in clarity for the Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus Sun watching this video, receiving this reading, a whisper of love from their own higher selves, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. What's the message for this nature child, Virgo? 8 of Blades, Chokhmah, decisions, a lot of thinking. With the Page of Swords on the outer, probably doing a little research, scoping and probing. Forgiveness, nothing can be gained by holding on to past disappointments. This person has disappointed you before. It's a come around. Or they're triggering your shit about being disappointed before. Past disappointments. Disappointments are born of expectations. Hard lesson to learn. You can know it here, but to incarnate that, this person wants back in. They're highly emotionally upset, and I don't think they were emotionally upset when you parted ways because they were asleep. It's Kali the Awakener, not Kali the Destroyer, although it is the card of the Tower. Chances are they've been struck by lightning in terms of spiritual awakening that has really revealed that they've lost you. And I feel like that Page of Pentacles in your destiny at this point is probably your greatest hope and your worst fear. I can relate. I can relate. Yeah, I still love you. I just don't want to fucking deal with you anymore unless you come correct. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. Remember, Leo, we're the only sign that crosses its legs. The higher selves of all involved, please, really, the higher self of this, whoever this priest archetype is, with the Tower on the inner and 5 of Cups on the outer. Oof, the tea was spilt and it feels like it drowned them, and then they dropped a toaster in it to electrify them. But yet it is a priest archetype. Please, clarity, guidance, and grace for the Virgo watching this. What's their higher self saying? Rest and relaxation is essential. We all have fundamental needs to take breaks. Looks like there is no face-to-face confrontation, which is good. And yet there is this Tower moment that's coming for you that is going to give you a great sense of completion, like you learned the lesson. And that lesson definitely has to do with past relationships, your one-on-one relationships, letting go of conditioning that's probably from childhood. And this is purely romantic. Look to your early dating stuff, right? Because it imprints, and no one's taught how to deal with that as a teenager. That craziness, the politics of high school and all of that may very well be hemming this person in, not so much you. Like, you might be Mowgli running through the forest. Diana getting ready for the tournament. 1984 is so good. Both the Wonder Woman movie and the year. Just gonna say, it's the year I came out of the closet. Do the math. Really, really interesting. I know we hear that word a lot on YouTube, but there is still something so cloudy. There's a lot of spiritual transformation taking place under the scene here, and I don't think you're aware of it. And I hope they are, because a spiritual awakening can be a horrible experience if you don't know what's going on. It's called Dark Night of the Soul sometimes. So, our last card down, because I think I'm getting the read on what this is all together. Healing Mantra deck, as I said. What is the healing mantra for you to help you do this? Because if you watch that MatCon video, you're going to see soulmates help each other heal, regardless of the form of the relationship. Twin flames teach each other how to love yourself, because they can't give you the love that you want. They give you the love that you need, which is not always the love that you want. Breathe. My beloved ascended masters of true love. Please. Kuan Yin, Saint Germain, Lady Nada, right? Archangel Ariel, all y'all. One card in clarity. What is the perfect healing mantra for this Virgo collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading on the path of true love for this timeless read? I got the Nature Child, 8 of Blades on the inner, Page of Swords on the outer, dealing with a priest, Kali, the Tower on the inside, 5 of Cups on the outer. Something was revealed here. Something was revealed. Don't know what that is. Regardless, with this moon energy, with the death card beneath it, right? In the unconscious position, please, what's the healing mantra for that in particular, but for them on the path of true love? Activating the third eye. Perfect. I'll show you why. I'm willing to see beyond my beliefs, ideas, and conclusions. Virgo, we can get an idea in our head and we think it's absolute fact. It does happen, not as bad as Pisces. I'm a Pisces moon. Activating the third eye. I am choosing, throat chakra, choosing to see beyond my beliefs, ideas, and conclusions. And I can remember that one so much because it's BIC, like the pen or the lighter. Yeah, like the pen or the whatever. Activating the third eye is the only one I'm reading from the Boogie Book. Cope. I am willing to see beyond my beliefs, ideas, and conclusions. As your third eye opens, you are able to notice how each moment is a catalyst for your ever-expanding soul. Through your third eye, you will be able to more clearly see the lessons each moment offers. And this may very well be in retrospect, as I said, looking over your past relationships, allowing every encounter to help you become an even more radiant expression of your highest potential. That is what the path of true love is about. Not getting married, although you might. not getting your stuff touched, although that's lovely, right? They're not even all about romance and sex. It's about exactly what he's saying here, allowing every encounter to help you become an even more radiant expression of your highest potential. You take a chunky rock, put it in a rock tumbler, 24 to 48 hours later comes out as a polished stone, but what did it go through? It feels like this is what this relationship is. This mantra is ideal for dissolving personal judgments, right? And that can be judgments about yourself or somebody else, developing more patience and tempering inner conflict, which may be here. I mean, there is a loyalty card here in your lesson, a willingness to wait, a willingness to learn even. But that Five of Cups on them, I just don't, look, I'm just going to say to you, you're in the place where you're more in the observation and thinking mode, hence being willing to see beyond your beliefs, ideas, and conclusions with that Eight of Blades, right? Standing in the center of the desert. Hokmah is a goddess of wisdom, right? So to really dive into that lesson with that Mother of Blades, air energy, but be willing to see beyond your beliefs, ideas, and conclusions. And if you're not, then I'm going to say, this Page of Pentacles, when it comes in, I wouldn't be the one sending it. Let them come to you, because they're the ones that have been struck by lightning and are emotionally distraught. If you really get the guidance and grace, looking beyond your beliefs, ideas, and conclusions, and it comes to you to bust a move, bust a move. But if this is romantic, sexual, I would really wait only until you are ready to jump. In the meantime, you work on your forgiveness of yourself, forgiveness of others, and please, it doesn't mean that what went down, it's okay. No, it means it was here to, exactly what I read here, it was an encounter to help you become an even more radiant expression of your highest potential, because they're in rest and relaxation. This do make sense. Don't drive yourself crazy over this. You're already overthinking it. It's what we do. Get into your heart, because I have a feeling if you knew the pain this person was in, and I think you're going to find out, and I think they are going to reach out to you, and it's going to be in some tiny way, or a piece of information, or, you know, I don't know, maybe they're dead, right? It could be that kind of thing that wraps this up, except it doesn't feel that way. Why? Because in your outcome card, you're still deep feelings, but what's going on inside, seeing the larger picture. It's definitely a true love read. Nothing concluded here with that as an outcome card, but at least you have your direction. Nothing can be gained by holding on to past disappointments. So I would ground yourself, right? Your fur family, get out in nature, put your feet in the grass. It was 80 degrees here where I am on Long Island. Really very helpful in doing readings and living alone, to be able to commune with nature and even communicate with nature. But if you're willing to activate that third eye, being willing to see beyond your beliefs, ideas, and conclusions, I think you are going to see the much larger picture, not just of this contract, this relationship, but your relationship path in general. Please take a nice deep breath. My pantheons of the divine and the mother of all, please may all Virgo collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need on the path of true love, that they may heal, that they may grow, that they may develop, that they may mature, that they may learn to forgive in a way that not just heals them, but all of life, as they really connect with nature, making this decision while keeping a vigilant eye out, picking up little pieces of information, keeping their fingers on the pulse perhaps of social media, while this priest either abusing his spiritual role or being seduced by it, or is now a channel of spiritual energy, as this card, the Tower with the lightning bolt, certainly indicates, but one that has upset them immensely emotionally. Perhaps they are seeing what they did here, while this transformation boils away under the surface, completely hidden and obscured. May they have the strength to move forward, to take the courage to bust a move here, to move forward on this path, either together or separately. Really coming to that place of understanding, of clarity, of completion, forgiving, and getting the rest that they need by activating their third eye, simply by being willing to see beyond their beliefs, ideas, and conclusions, allowing them to forgive, and then take the next step when they're ready on the path of true love. So mote it be. And so it is. Wow. Shit. Well, I should figure as such, right? It's a Virgo read. It's going to be very wordy and very detailed, and Lord knows this one was. Look, if this is your reading and you're like terrified this person's going to come back into your life, I can relate. But you know, it's going to happen. What's going to happen? You want to book a reading with me? Find me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Drop me a direct message and we'll book something. Facebook Messenger is the easiest way to find me. Otherwise, if you liked it, This is a tricky read, but true love, the course of true love never did run smooth. Google that. My friend Billy said it. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. Check out my book, Words of Grace, because it would probably help with this. Otherwise, wishing you all the very best and the very blessed in the path of true love, on the path of true love for you, my blessed virgins. Virgo power. Hail. Farewell. And blessed, blessed be.